So glad to see you guys. Thank you for joining us tonight on Craft Roulette, episode 251. I am Mary Gunn of your Mary Gunn Fun, your intrepid host of Craft Roulette. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. We've got a big night planned, even though we don't know what the plan is. Well, we kind of know what the plan is. The same plan we do every week, but then we change it a little bit because we spin things. And we don't know how they're going to turn out, but we kind of know how they're going to turn out. We're going to probably make a card. Well, two. How many times can I contradict myself? I don't know. It's kind of what I do. But join the fun. This is Craft Roulette 251. Welcome back if you're here because you saw Justine last week, and I hope the summit's going real well. I checked in a little bit today. It looked like it was going fine. If you're here to say and encourage Lori, we're bulldozing all the roadblocks down. She's feeling more comfortable by the minute. I know she's glad that you're here to support her, though, so thank you very, very much. If this is your first time, you may not know what you're in for, but just sit back, relax, have some chocolates, some stretchy pants, get comfy, and we will be here, and we'll just be talking about stuff like cards and paper and inks and stamps and all those kind of things that we like to talk about. And we hope you enjoy that talk, too. If you saw the cards beforehand, those were the cards that were sent in last week for episode 250. You guys all just went, I brought a prop. Hold my root beer. I am going to make fun folds galore. You came up with fun folds I didn't know existed. So well done you. And you pulled out buttons. Christina Brome said she has 6,000 buttons. So she had no trouble with buttons. It was fun. That's a great, great gallery. Go on over to look at it. We will be celebrating some of our achievers later in the show from that episode so you can see what I'm talking about. There are 7 videos that go along with those, 7 of the cards too. I watched them today. I like what you guys are doing with those videos a lot. I really appreciate it. At the beginning of January, we had a little special show showing some of our process video makers. So that was real fun, and we hope to do that again sometime before the year's up. It's already a busy year, so we'll see how that goes. But well done, thank you. And there's already 12 bonus cards, so you guys kind of got some parameter worms from 250. Well done. What else do we have today to tell you? Well, we have an live event. I don't want you to forget about our live event in July is Paper Ganza. It is a first-time Craft Roulette Pear Blossom Press collab doing a live Craft Roulette show with our friends that will be our guests, and we are excited to have you all join us, including, and then we also have some wonderful teachers coming, some wonderful companies. We've got some sponsors. We've got all sorts of stuff going on. You can go find out more about it on paperganza.com. It's going to be too fun. It's going to be too fun. If you haven't registered yet, please do. There is an option where you can pay partial. And so if that's a little easier, because I know we kind of hit you right after Christmas and your tax stuff is all coming on. But we hope you have a few shekels around that you can join us. We would love to have you. We've worked real hard to get this figured out. And oh my gosh, you can see the schedule and all the things we have planned over on paperganza.com. We'd love to see you there. Join us. Pull back the curtain on Mr. Tech. That wizard behind the curtain, there he is. The hands of Paper Ganza. He has worked so hard to get that thing going. And the website and everything. But those are the hands of Mr. Producer. He is the technical genius behind this show that does all the different things. So I don't have to do a thing except show up and talk. And do some stuff.
She does more than that.
Mostly talk. But I do have a long list of admin every week. That's okay. Yeah, I kind of like it. At least I get to set my own hours. So, yes, I was under the weather this week. It does kind of sound like I have a sock in my nose, doesn't it? But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here. I missed you on In Review. Thank you so much for letting me have the night off. I was a mess. If you haven't given us a Vinny, which is a thumbs up, we would appreciate you doing that, signing that old notification and subscription button. We would appreciate it. We are here twice a week, so you don't want to miss one of our shows, I should hope. They're both a little bit different, and they're always a lot of fun because we have so many nice people that are involved with us. Spin sponsors this month. We have wonderful giveaways to give away to the people that have sent in cards. May Made It is giving away a $25 gift certificate each week. She was supposed to be on at the first of the year and then had to reschedule till March. Relatively Thoughtful, based in UK, is sponsoring us again this month. She's got some great free stuff you can go over and see, and a challenge of her own. Card Making Stash is giving VIP tickets away to some of our lucky winners. I hope you are enjoying that. Olo, I think that's a fun way to say hello. Olo. Lori's going to talk to us more about Olo. They're giving away a $25 gift certificate away. And Your Paper Insider is joining us as our paper sponsor this year and giving away a box of wonderful papers each week this month. So, yay! So much fun to give other people's stuff away. Thank you, spin sponsors. Thank you, card makers, for sending in those cards. Gosh, I just had this thought. What if I don't have a voice by the end of the show? Lori's going to have to do it. I better hush. I can't hush. I got a cough. Okay, I'm back. Anyway, that's all that. I'm not going to spend any more time on it. We do have, Mr. Mike's sweater is all pulled down. We do have merch. We do have die sets and stamp sets. And we also have a membership group that keeps us on and live each week. So if you're interested in any of those things, you can go over to craftroulette.live and check it out. We appreciate each and every one of you. We do have a new member this week. Welcome, Beth Hines. We're so glad to have you as a member. And thank you also for the people that are still transferring over from Patreon to our membership group. You guys are the backbone of Craft Roulette. And we don't want you to think that we forget or are not appreciative, because we are very, very appreciative. Tomorrow we do have our gold crop at noon Central Time. And then next Thursday, we do have our happy birthday card party at noon Central. No, 12:30 on Thursday, because I have something else I have to do in the morning. Oh my gosh, here it goes. Oh dear. Now, live from Wichita, Kansas, this lovely lady who's going to take the microphone away from me, Lori Craig. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much. What a warm welcome. I'm happy to be here tonight.
Warm and coffee, and yeah, there should be some more coffee. I didn't even think of that. I'm doing fine. Of course, I hadn't been talking.
So, and it is a little bit warmer for us than it has been.
I know.
So
I felt like it was spring today, 40 degrees.
Yes. That's awesome. Great. Wonderful.
We are both Kansas girls.
Yes, we are. So
I don't think I've had a Kansas girl on. I think you may be a first, Sunflower.
Okay. Midwest is best.
There you go. It is nice. I do like it. But you're a couple hours away from us.
Yeah. I'm actually coming up your way tomorrow. My oldest daughter called me this afternoon and said, "Do you want to come up and have lunch with me tomorrow?" And I said, "Okay." So,
well, that's good. Yeah, that's wonderful.
She's going to be in town for the weekend. So,
well, tell us a little bit about you and what you do, because there may be one or two people that haven't met you. I hadn't.
Well, it is so awesome to see your chat and to see everybody in there. And so I had a couple people say hi. I had brought a couple of friends with me, I think, tonight. Nice. So my name is Lori Craig. I am a card maker from Wichita, Kansas, and I have been making cards since late 1990s, the late 1900s. So yeah, right.
Century.
I started in scrapbooking, and then I kind of made this transition into card making because I like that sense of accomplishment that I can get something done in a couple of hours versus a couple of days. So I worked for Split Coast Stampers for about 15 years. I know Lydia was a guest for you a couple of weeks ago, and Lydia and I worked together for a long time. We managed that community together, Lydia and myself and Dina. And I also concurrently, I have worked with a team in alcohol markers for about not quite the same amount of time, but quite a bit. And I work for Olo Marker. And actually, our company, we distribute a couple of different things. We manufacture Olo, but we also distribute Korean markers. And I know that the Korean brush marker is really popular with card makers for watercoloring. So I work for them. I am the sales manager, so I get to work with a lot of our independent retailers that are scattered around the country. They are the backbone of our industry. So I always have to give a shout out and say, support your retailers.
That's how you know Cindy Sartain. She carries your things.
Dare to be artsy. And that's how I know Amanda at Pear Blossom. And so, they put a lot of effort and energy into education, and
they do
have things to show you. And so, but I love that. And I do travel around and I teach a little bit, and I love that part too. So,
yeah. What do you think you'd do if there wasn't a craft business? I mean, would you have gone into some kind of management, you suppose, and not been happy and been a casualty, a person that's suppressed?
Before I got into crafting, and before I worked in crafting, I worked in lending. I did private lending. So, and that was,
this is better for you, I think.
Yeah. It is fun. I have said all along, I've been a part of Split Coast for so long, and now getting to know a lot of different people, and it's really the people that kind of keep me crafting at this point. It's those relationships, and just like your community, right? You have it's just the people. We enjoy talking to each other, and people who understand us and get our crazy quirks and.
Yeah, you can go into a situation with people that aren't card makers, and they don't really care to talk to you about paperweights and
my husband gets he gets a really big charge out of, people will say, well, what do you do? And sometimes it's a little hard to say what you do. I usually kind of simplify, and then he will jump in and he'll say, she teaches people how to color. Thinks it's really
important.
Yeah. So, but it is. It's awesome.
I saw a former client of mine or customer of mine at Hobby Lobby one day, and my daughter and I were there, and she said, "Well, what are you doing now?" And I started explaining Craft Roulette to her, and I started laughing because it was such a ridiculous concept. And she started laughing, and then my customer started laughing, and nobody got anything done. But we were all laughing because she asked, well, what are you doing these days? And it's just, well, we do this improv, and it's just hearing myself say it was really funny.
Yeah.
And it's like she even knew because she was a crafter. But it was fun. I like it. it. By the way, since we're talking about what crafting and all that, did you have a question for me? Before we get too far?
I did. I've talked to you several times through the years, but tell me, what is Craft Roulette?
Well, I would tell you, but I will start laughing, and the chat will tell you they know everything. Mr. Producer knows that we have trouble with these things, so he made a little video. Let's find out what is Craft Roulette. We'll be right back for another little segment of the show. Thank you for joining us. We'll be right back.
Did somebody ask what Craft Roulette is?
In a nutshell, Craft Roulette is a live paper crafts challenge show where the goal is to complete a project that has been randomly selected by the spin of a wheel, and everyone is invited to play along. There are 4 categories we spin for: project, colors, element, and random. The wheel has 24 spots to land on, but the spot it lands on might not always be a parameter. It could be a special, like guest's choice, a vetoed parameter, or other fun surprises. When you add the infinite creativity of our community and try and calculate the possible options, square the fun, carry the glitter, divide by the imagination, you end up with a near limitless amount of possible projects. Whoa. We invite a special guest on each week to share their unique spin on our challenge. If you'd like to participate, you don't have to create live with us. You can sit back and enjoy the show. Once the episode airs, you have around 50 hours to finish your own project using the same 4 parameters from this episode and submit, so don't delay too long. After your project is ready, take a photo and head over to our website. Use the Submit Contribution form to officially contribute. The form is open to the public and no membership is required. Everyone who contributes will be featured on our website, included in the next episode slideshow, and automatically entered into the next giveaway. When you visit www.craftroulette.live, you'll find all of our past episodes along with their contribution gallery, the current wheel parameters, info on how to participate, a calendar of upcoming guests, links to our spin sponsors, contact and prize claim forms, our shop, and a huge membership platform. But more on that later. And that's Craft Roulette. If you like what we do, please subscribe, like the video, and share it with your crafty friends who might enjoy it too.
Everyone is invited to join in the fun.
We like to celebrate around here, so before we spin for this week's set of parameters, we're going to look back at last week one last time and highlight some of our community's achievements. And now, back to the show.
Yep, that's what we do almost every week on our Friday nights together, and I'm so glad to have you guys along with us. I don't have any hot tea in there, I forgot, but and some honey. But I just got a pep talk from Lori. I'm okay now. I'm full of vinegar. So we had 392 contributions last week. We're up to 49,712 total contributions. We got them all over the world. Look at you guys shine. You're very far north and very far south. I love it. That was my card last week. We had Fun Fold card, Nostalgic Colors blanket for an element, and buttons. You guys did remarkable things with your blankets. You had blankets of and blankets that and blanket this and blanket that. It was great. It is a wonderful gallery. If you're ever in a pinch and want to make a fun fold, there are so many ideas. It's like having your own specialized Pinterest board just for those 4 parameters. Always look there first. It's a great, great thing.
I just realized we're going to break 50,000 cards this show. So
be a part of history.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That was my little card, and his little blanket was folded down, and then you open it up and found him with his little eggs that had buttons, belly buttons. It was a fun card to make.
Looks like we don't have Justine's card.
We did not. I think Justine was probably burning her candle at both ends to get the summit started. So we'll get it in later. But thank you, Justine, for joining us last week. You were up in the middle of the night joining us, and that's a big deal. She's probably tired from having to stay up and be on the show, but you're a trooper. I hope the summit goes great, and thank you for joining us once again. You're always an interesting guest. Now we are going to bring Lori back on to join us for our Parade of Achievers. This is the time we like to set aside and go, well done, guys. Great job on your cards. We always like to say huzzah to our leading ladies, recognize some major milestone achievers like the 25, 50, 75 kind of thing and beyond. We like to welcome 3 new people to Club 52. You're still not getting anything. And we are very proud to say welcome to 2 new mug clubbers. Well done to Gloria Davis and Jen Gross. They have, I thought I had your little stamp there. They have both sent in 100 cards each to Craft Roulette, and they are wonderful cards too. You guys are great contributors, and thank you so much for hitting that 100. We're looking for your next 100. If you wouldn't mind emailing me your address, I will make sure that you get your personal exclusive Roulette Robot stamp set. Your Mug Club stamp set sent out to you next week. Bravo, you.
Awesome.
So, this is on a timer. I gotta get a drink for this. This is on a timer. We always like to say congratulations and their name, where they are, and then you have a chance to fit in your tiny, tiny little praise before I fill it up with more noise. So hang on, gotta cough first. I'm tired of coughing. I'm ready for a new sport. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Welcome to our first timer, just one this week. Paige H. from Toronto, Canada. You can see where her blanket is. There's so many different styles.
Yeah.
Paige, we welcome you. Keep sending in those cards. Our major milestone achievers, Heidi O. from Vermont, 25.
That's
I thought
cute.
that was such pretty colors.
Yeah. Looks like it's woven.
Mm-hmm. Robin K. from Massachusetts.
So,
Textured
favorite.
snow.
That's a card for me and you.
Anita Vasquez from Texas, 50 cards. That's the little sunshine right there in my heart. Rhonda from Georgia, 50 cards. Big button.
Very cute.
Doug Conley, Montana, 75. They look happy. Connie T from Wichita. That's a funny card, Connie. 75.
That is cute.
He's so cute. Congratulations again, Jen Gross, for 100 cards. Winter makes me grumpy.
Jen, that's awesome.
Gloria Davis from North Carolina, 100 cards. It's beautiful. It opens up pretty.
Beautiful and blue. Yeah.
Chris H, 125. Darling card.
Look at that fold.
Karen C from Maryland, 150. Pretty. Lisa Taylor, 175. Wow.
I like that.
Well done, you guys. That's really great. Great numbers there. Our leading ladies this week. Smurf Murphy with 211. Kind of Valentine-y.
It is.
Jackie Jackpot Muller from Australia, 212. Kathy Herring, Wisconsin, 215.
That's cute.
Bookbinding. That's nice. 5K now, 6K Limon, 218, and she has a video on it. Well done. Card Monkey Jarvis, 228 cards. Precious.
That's cute.
Patty Beck, recovering from back surgery, 246 cards. You haven't missed a week in almost 5 years. That's amazing.
That is very honorable.
Welcome to Club 52, Kathy McCarthy from Florida. With her own little dust bunnies. A lot of dust bunnies this week, you guys. Chris Daniso, I think. 52 cards. Welcome. Club 52 welcomes you. And Teresa E. from Australia. 52. Yay! You're still Club 52. No perks, no special treatment, no bonuses. We just have the privilege of having known that you have sent in a year's worth of cards over your whatever time. You don't have to do them in succession, but you guys really rock it. Well done, and I'm so glad you took those 4 parameters and whipped them into shape. Brain nog kisses to you all. You guys are amazing people, and we're so glad to have them in our community.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like all the different styles. I like seeing how people interpret things and put them into action. So that's
we just give them those 4 parameters, a few little guidelines, and throw them in the deep water. And say, go swim. You'll figure it out.
Deep water.
That's right. Are you ready to put on your little wadeies and get in some deep water yourself?
I'm ready.
I think you are. I do. Yeah. I think you are. It seems much harder than it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I say that now. But this is the time to pull in those parameters. There they are. We're going to be pulling one of those parameters or spinning for one of those parameters in each column. Mr. Wheel will tell us what we will be making, or at least sort of like what we're going to be making. And then we get to have some fun with it and whip out a card, I guess, or something. So each week, our members who support us to keep us on the air get to vote a veto, and they get one parameter. They choose one parameter to take off the parameter boards. I am kind of foggy-headed. Parameter board each week. Let's see what they voted off this week for project. Will it be A9 for Amanda? Card with 2 folds, birthday, envelope, or Valentine. Oh, envelope is off. You didn't want any kind of envelope deals. Okay, we'll do that. You get your way. For colors, what did they vote off? Oh, thank you guys for the super chats. You're very, very kind. Oh, theater is ixnayed. We don't have to do theater colors. I keep thinking I would do Wicked because it would just be easy to think of the colors that way. Like, I can't think of any other movies because I don't go to movies and I don't go to plays or anything. But I thought if you did get that, if you looked at a movie poster.
When I looked at movie, I was thinking like red velvet curtain, gold trim, dark.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that would work too. So we will figure it out if we get it. But not tonight. And for element, what do we get out of? In the Sky, Islands, Children's Story, or Bread and Toast? Or Toast. Bread, Toast is off the board. You don't have to worry about that one tonight. For random, what were the options? Paperclip, pennants, metallics or foil, curved or straight. Ooh, pretty close. Nothing too dramatic there, but pennants is off. Now, that doesn't mean you can't make a pennant on a card. You know, the little flags, the banners. I'm not sure if I'm saying it clearly. But you can if you want to. It's just that the wheel can't make us do that on our cards. So if we land on number 6 when we are spinning for random, we'll spin again. Now, this is your chance. Are you going to make some friends with your veto?
I think I'm going to make some friends with my veto.
Get ready for the hearts, guys.
I just could not even fathom pulling out an A9 card. I am vetoing project number 5. Amanda?
Let's see those hearts. Let's see those hearts. Here they come. Yeah. Amanda, are you dancing? Where's that chair dancing, Amanda? I want to hear it. I want to see it. I know you're in California. I'm in Kansas City.
I've had my little list since I even started talking to anybody, so I was not influenced. I'm on the exact same wavelength with a lot of you.
That's exactly right. She told me before the show, and I went, oh, and what was funny, and then Amanda said in the chat, Lori, veto A9. And I was like, you're going to make so many friends. And you are. Everybody loves you more than you ever would imagine just 2 minutes ago.
I see a lot of friends here in the chat, so that's awesome.
That's nice. Well done. Well, A9, we will spin again. If we get something else and it works out that you want to make an A9, you can. But the wheel can't make us. So, now that we know what you don't want, what would you like if we land on guest choice?
If we land on guest choice, for project, I would choose number 12. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because I still have a couple of those that I need to get out.
They're always nice.
Yeah. Yeah, and they come in handy. I mean, there's,
yeah, I like thank you cards.
For colors, I would choose 18, Snow Globe.
Oh. Do you still have snow on the ground?
We have a little bit, just little patches here and there. So
even Louisiana.
Right. Yes. I saw people like playing ice hockey in the street in New Orleans.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as long as they weren't driving, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
For sure.
That sounds pretty. Snow globe colors. And for element?
For element, I have... Okay, I'm just going to go with what I have written down here. It could have been any couple of different things, but number 3, In the Sky.
In the Sky. Okay, snow globe colors in the sky. Boy, I'm not sure I see what your card would be like, but I like that you're choosing.
I'm not sure I do either, but it's not like I'm getting to order, right? I'm going to be lucky if I even get one. So
right. The record is 2, so we'll see. And for random, what kind of thing do you like to throw in there?
Number 10, white dots.
White dots are always cute. I think those are good. Polka dots were on for a long time, and they were perennial favorite of guests.
Yeah.
So are you a polka dot kind of lover?
I can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're handy. They're handy.
So,
you can even put them on sunflowers.
you can, right?
You could.
Dot right in
Polka
the
dots.
middle.
Mm-hmm. Well, seeds, the Fibonacci thing. So, very good. Well, I hope you get something. I do. I really do.
If
I think it would be
great.
an interesting
If not, we'll just make it work however it works.
We're going to make it work. We are. Let's give this guy a warm up. All right, for project. What'll we get? Well, if we get A9, we're spinning again. Number 6. Close. Slimline card. Okay. For colors, love them or hate them, we're going to do them. Come on, Big Bunny Sire says. Number 2, lumberjack colors. I put that on for May May. For element. The wheels are turning. Number 17, hats or cap. Hats, caps. For random, do you know that no cap means truth? You could put cap. You could tell a lie and say cap. I'm so into slang. Lace or doily? Lace or doily? No cap.
So lumberjack and lace.
Well, lumberjack colors. But yeah, we got something to think about. Let me cough and I'll tell you, I'm going to give you a few minutes to think. Because this is my speech. This is a challenge we want you to play along. Even though these things may not seem like they're going to go together, we're going to figure out ways to make them go together. We may have to shove that square peg in a round hole pretty hard, but we're going to do it. We loved it when you join us. You saw 392 people did it last week. We hope you're one of them this week. This is going to be your art project. We aren't going to teach you anything. We're not well, maybe something, but not on purpose. We don't have a plan to go, okay, now this is the card you're going to make and you do this and do that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to let you have some artistic expression. That's what we enjoy seeing you do. Your card, yes, it is a card. It can be either clean and simple and classic like you would have seen on Split Coast 20 years ago, or it can be very highly interpreted, interactive, complicated, whatever you want, like Jen Gross would make, and anywhere in between. We're just want to see we want you to have some fun and make something and join us. That's all. That's the long and the short of it. Your project can be very literal. Each one of those parameters even can be very literal. Like you can say, HEY Google, what are some lumberjack colors for Pete's sake? All I can think of are red and black. And HEY Google may help you. Or you may want to go to Pinterest or like some kind of color generator and look for some lumberjack colors, and you'll probably get some. But, we're going to talk about these things. But you may be surprised how many colors you can put in a lumberjack color palette, or limited how many colors you want to limit in a lumberjack color parameter. You can take each one of those parameters and highly interpret it, though. Such as slimline. Lori was asking before the show, can you do a mini slimline? And we were saying, yeah, it doesn't say the exact measurements, so you get to decide. And if you want to put a slimline on an A9, for instance, you could. Fully you. But so it's how you want to interpret it. We are all about people of all levels joining us. We don't have any standards as far as this is your first card. Can I do it? This is my 20,000th card. Can I do this? You can. And we also accept cards from all ages. We've had even 3-year-olds send in cards up to very, very seasoned citizens. So we're here for all the ages. You can take each one of those parameters, make it your focal point, or just blend it in to a background, or somehow or other find a little way to sneak it in. But it does have to be in there. the cards has to be handcrafted, one per customer, and it needs to be family friendly so I don't blush when I see it in the galleries. If you have any questions about family friendliness, it's basically, could you show it or talk about it with a preschooler and their mothers be okay with it? That's basically it. So it's not hard to do. We are glad to we get more cards that way. So thank you so much for thinking of those things as you are considering your project. So Lori, let's talk about these. Are you getting some ideas?
The wheels are turning.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So you think you might do a mini slimline or somewhere in between there?
I probably will do a mini slimline card.
Mm-hmm.
I like that size.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real comfortable spot. So gives you a nice little, canvas
right, for
to work
scenes
on.
or small big letters.
Yes.
Lots of different things you can do it. Now, how many caps? We're going to talk about caps in just a minute. Lumberjack colors and doilies. Remember, it's just lumberjack colors. So you're talking about caps and hats with the doilies or lace.
Okay.
So there's lots of things you can do. However, I will say a lot of times people will kind of interact the colors as images. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lumberjack with a hat on with some kind of lace back, maybe a stenciled background with some stenciled through lace or something along those lines. Or maybe he's got a little hat, or she has a little pocket handkerchief with a little lace on it. You just never know. But lumberjack colors, I put that on because Mamie was going to be on, and she loves buffalo check. So I thought, oh, I'm going to make her day. And so red and black is her thing. And that's why I put it on there. What did you think of?
Well, I think you can go a lot of different directions with lumberjack, certainly with, a standout color. But I just kind of thought, well, a common thread's probably going to be a cream, a tan, or a black kind of woven into those somehow.
Mm-hmm. They are often in a forest.
I'm looking.
So there could be some greens and things.
I'm looking at some lumberjack palettes, and they have the greens, the tans. You'll see blues for blue jeans.
Yep, and blue skies.
Yeah.
Kind of leather colors for their boots.
Yeah, yellow, leather, orange.
Lumberjack colors might also have a chainsaw cut. So you might have a bright yellow for a chainsaw or something also.
Earthy, though. Most of them
but
are
usually,
pretty earthy.
yeah, it could be pretty earthy.
Yeah.
So, but if you really wanted to have a lot of red, you could do some red for Valentine's too.
That would be cute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of an organic looking Valentine might be. We'll probably get some of those, and we'll probably get some pretty cleaned up ones too. So it kind of depends on what kind of hat you want to do. Hats and caps galore. It's a way to start thinking about your supplies. Do you have papers of pretty little ladies in some earthy colors? Do you have some? Might you color in a hat?
I probably will. I'm going to have to do a little peruse through the stamp selection, but I think it'll be okay. I'm thinking that through. I think that I can probably make that work pretty well.
Good.
So.
I know last week, I think, was it Pam Campbell that took my little stamp, this little girl, and she put a hat on her, and it was the cutest darn little beanie. So you may end up with some kind of stamp or image that you don't usually see a hat, and add a hat, such as if you had a little lawn fawn animal or something and you wanted to give it a little beanie, you could. Easter bunnies often have hats too, so if you want to start thinking Easter, you might have some little bunny stamps that have hats. Or babies often have little bonnets. So I knew I should have worked on some hats.
We just spent all of our time talking about shoes on the pre-show, right?
Wrong end of the bod.
I should have been more concerned.
But, they could also have like a little hat shop.
That's true.
And just a window that says hat shop. And like I said, cap, no cap.
You could,
truth and not truth.
you could go towards graduation with a graduation cap.
Good. Look at her go. Yep.
Cap is also like a, cap for a pen, cap for a bottle.
Oh, you could draw one of your Olos with a cap.
Put a lid or a cover on is, he capped his pen.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
And if you had a little toy gun, a toy cap gun, we used to have those. I liked them.
Is it cap or caps with an S?
Well, I have the S in
Parentheses.
so you can have either.
Okay.
Santa Claus, if people are still doing Santa, he often has a hat.
Oh, yeah. Cap from like a mushroom.
Oh, a mushroom cap.
Mushroom. Oh,
Snowmen
that's
have
good.
caps. Bottle cap. Way to go, Shelley.
Leprechauns. Do leprechauns wear caps?
They
Trying to think
could.
of my stamp set dash.
They could. Teapots have tops. They don't have hats. Sorry about that one. But they sometimes wear things. Does JD wear a cap? Yes, he does. Crafts by J. I have a grandson named JD.
Okay.
And I say his name every once in a while. They like to hear it because when I say it, they eat chocolate.
Oh.
And so JD, I saw him today. And the last thing he said was, Gunny, go home and tell him JD said hi. So he's 10 months old.
Throwing you a bone out there in the home.
He doesn't really talk.
Viewers.
But I could tell that's what he was thinking.
That's
A
sweet.
muffin
How old is-
top. He's 10 months old.
Oh.
Yeah, he's adorable.
So
yeah, and lace and doily. I know there are dyes that have a look of doilies or lace. Maybe you have an edge dye that looks lacy, or you don't have to have actual lace or actual doily if you don't have it. You might have a stencil that looks lacy or doily, and you might be able to get that little bit of effect. Lace wing insects. I don't know. There are those too. So, would shoelace work? I'm not sure.
Shoelace would work.
shoelace. Yeah.
Oh, for lace.
Uh-huh.
Am I awake? That one's good, Kathleen. Golf hats, sailor caps. Oh, yeah, you could go all over, couldn't you? Capital. Can it be part of the word? If you think it can be part of the word. Yeah, lacy border. I think you got it. Capital letters. So, I think we'll be okay. Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I
think you can come up with something?
I'm going to come up with something. How's that? I'm going to be positive here. It's going to happen.
Way. You've almost got it done already. Well, with that good news, why don't we break and go get our things? And we'll be right back after this word about something and start crafting. Thank you guys for joining us and all your good ideas. Oh, yeah. Teeth caps. Real good. Big smiles. We'll be right back. What is in review? In review, our craft roulette. On Wednesdays, tune in, don't forget. 3 acts await, each night anew, with fun and creativity just for you. Act 1, Mail Call, a joy to see. Your lovely letters sent with glee. Snail mail shared with hearts so true. Your crafty spirit shining through. Act 2, Card Showcase, a deep dive. Random picks that come alive. Discussing love for each design. crafted cards that truly shine. Act 3. Whodunit game. Detectives call. Catch Miss Mary in her crafty thrall. A mystery unfolds, a clue to chase. Find the card she tries to case. Guess the crafter, be quick, be smart. Reveal the one who played their part. In live chat, declare your clue. Solve the case and win a prize, too. Live on air with Mary Gun Fun. Crafting joy for everyone. Join us live, be part of the show. In review, where creativity flows. Craft Roulette, a fun-filled site. Wednesdays await with crafty delight. Subscribe now, don't delay. In review, a crafty play. Send your mail, crack the case. In our world, joy finds its place. Join the fun. Let's craft together for happily ever after, now and forever. Well, I am back. How about that? Welcome back, Cotter. I just was starting to go through some stamps. And first I thought, oh, there's some fish. I could just put caps on them, happy birthday caps. And then I look a little farther and went, oh, there's my cowboy gnomes. They've got great big cowboy caps on. So we're going cowboy gnomes. And got a little slimline card. I think it's a little fatter than most. But I can always cut the bottom off if I don't like it quite so fat. I really don't like this paper. And so I've got caps and I have some doilies. I happen to have one right there. And if you were, I think they still sell them like at my ex-boyfriend Michael's in the wedding department. Don't expect anybody to know where they are because they may not know what they are. But that's where I found my last ones. I was thinking that was 2. But yep, so I've got one right there ready to go. Will that be like the sun rising? I could make it yellow. That'd be kind of fun. Or put some mountains on it like Mr. Producer just said. Yeah, gnomes have hats. I've never seen, well, there's a few gnomes that are hatless. But yep, they're good. They're good. Dollar Tree has them also. I broke up with Michael's. I still go out there, but he's no longer my boyfriend. He is a womanizer. Whenever I go out there are just multiple women there, and they all have the same. He's given them all the same discounts that he's given them to me. And I just said, I don't need this. I'm a married woman anyway. So, Michaels, you are now my ex-boyfriend. And he's been my ex-boyfriend for quite a while now. But we're on good terms. I still visit him. He still doesn't really give me anything. He still sends me lots of emails. I bet he sends them to you too. Yep. My point exactly. Yes. Yep. It's not untrue. It is not. If you come to Paper Ganza, I will take you to see my ex-boyfriend. Not really. It's not really close at all. But I'll give you his address. Laura Hood. She thought I really had an ex-boyfriend named Michaels with an S. All right, who are we going to do here? How about this little guy on a rocking horse? Doggone it, he's cute. He is cute little guy. I need a bigger block. Oh my
There
goodness.
is a Michael's about, I think, 10 minutes away from where Paper Cans is happening. So
in Zona Rosa?
In Zona Rosa.
So if you want to,
if you
yeah.
need emergency supplies, it's close.
Yeah. There you go. He'll sell you anything, anytime, whenever you want it. He is an equal opportunity sales boyfriend. No, I still go out there. I just look around and all the other ladies going, he likes me too. You're not his only. My colors, my lumberjack colors. We're going to put some red on it. Ooh, okay, so I'm feeling pretty spunky here. I'm going to be coloring with Ohuhu markers in front of Olo Girl, who is an excellent colorist. So I got them from my ex-boyfriends. I should have thought ahead, but I didn't. So that's the way it goes. So we're going to do some, red, if I can grab it. That's not very reddish. That's kind of reddish. And I'll have some black and some blue. They're going to be strong colors. And some green, because those are forest colors. Those are strong colors. And maybe a little bit of gold for a little touch of sun. With actions. Ride 'em, cowboy. That's right, Allie. Okay, he's going to be okay. And a little gray. Do some other stuff on him. That would be fine. Doesn't he look like he's ready to sing? Yippee-ki-yay. Cute little guy. Okay, I do have an Olo marker. I do have an Olo marker.
Is that a Trinity stamp?
This is a Trinity stamp.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Knew it.
And I got this at Cindy Sartain's. And I thought, I'm going to try it. And I have. But I haven't used it enough. But I think I might. The little horse could be kind of cute in a brown. Nice little brown. Might come in a little bit. There we go. All right. I can see that Lori's working hard getting her things together. I think I'll do some coloring while she's not looking. I'm kind of dabbing it on here, but I don't know if she's a slow crafter or a quick crafter. What do you think? We'll be fine. Whichever she is. Is there anybody out there that's new or has never sent in a card? Need to have that first card moment. It's so much fun after you send in your first card. And it really doesn't matter if you've never made a card, or we've even had we had Dr. Shrub on, who is Biddy Penny's husband. He had never made a card. And also with Travis, Sandy Boone's husband, had never made a card, and they made their first card as guests. Can you imagine? That would be very, very scary. But they just did it. Oh, I should have done his saddle in brown. Oh, well, we're fine. And we were talking before the show, and Lori was talking about what would she do if she got footwear. I said, well, horses have hooves and they have shoes. So just think about that too if we do get that soon. We like to stretch those parameters. What episode was Dr. Shrub on? Oh my gosh, it was such a great show.
I think it was on an April 1st episode.
It was an April 1st episode, and it must have been 2 years ago.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, I guess it could have been 3. It's a great episode. He was such a good sport. We even played a trick.
We're hearing from Lori. I'm going to bring Lori back.
I'm back.
Yay!
I am back.
So, you got a pretty good idea of what you're going to do, or are you just going to wing it?
I think I do have a pretty good idea of what I'm going to do.
That's super.
I'll at least get going
Yeah.
here with you and figure out. So
do you
I'm gonna-
sketch out your plans or anything before, or?
Sometimes I do, but
Mhm.
sometimes I just usually I figure out what my focal point's going to be, and then I spend my time afterwards trying to make it all go in. So, and you're coloring too. That's awesome.
I am, but I don't do fancy pants coloring. I'm just very simple, laying some color.
Yeah. Hey, that's okay.
I like it.
Yeah. It's very therapeutic.
I've been coloring a long time. I was in kindergarten a long time ago, and I truly did love coloring books when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, I did too. And I loved when we could stay inside for recess and then I could color just the whole recess time.
Yes, right. Wasn't that the best?
Yes. Oh, it was the best.
Forget dodgeball. Let's play with crayons. I'm with you.
So I'm taking the party hat theme or the party hat route. So
sounds good. Oh, you're gonna have quite a cute party.
So we'll have a cute little party going on. So
are you kind of surprised by how easily you can think of things, how they go together?
Yes,
yeah,
I think
good.
so. I mean, it does come together pretty. It's pretty painless, isn't it? When you really.
It really is. It
Yeah.
really
All
is.
you have to do is go walk over to your stuff and then take a little trip through and rifle through your stamps and
that's always fun.
Yeah.
They've got them because you like them.
Exactly.
What do you think your biggest kind of stamp is that you have? Do you have mostly critters, florals? What would...
Probably florals, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably be what's most in my collection. So what about you?
I like florals. I don't tend to get more than I used. I mean, I've had them for a long time, a lot of the florals I've had. So I don't usually get new ones, but I really do. I like a good flower. I have a softness for wacky little silly things. So
okay.
Sillier the better. So
Then
but things that are kind of
done because I think it's going to be
good. The things that just they're kind of basic and then you can have fun with them.
Yeah.
Not too rigid on, pre-made kind of put together stuff, but things that you can really just. I went on a whole binge on a fish stamp set, just in a sketch pad making things. I had the most fun with it. I'd laugh the whole time. I'm easily entertained by myself, but that is cheap sometimes. So,
yeah, I tend to gravitate towards things that I can make work for a variety of occasions.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So now with the layered stenciling, do you go ahead and apply color to your stenciled kind of, or do you do much of that, or do you find yourself?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I do quite a bit of that. I design. I'm on the design team for Tailored Expressions, and we work with a lot of stencils, either freestanding stencils or coordinating with our stamps. And so I kind of like I like the stencils because
they're very pretty.
They can be really detailed or really simple, and they're a nice way to add accents. You can either use ink, you can even, use them as a template to color a background. But I like stencils.
Okay. So.
Do you use
Yeah,
a lot of?
No. No. You know, most a lot of times I just do these challenges. I don't really make a lot of cards. And
So-
which makes me like I'm really glad for these challenges because I don't find myself over here making cards just for making cards and such. Unless I go on a bender with my fish, things like that. I call them benders because I just get obsessed.
Yeah, I would say I'm kind of the same. I'm usually I'm crafting with a very specific purpose and end game in mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So, yeah. But I do like it.
I do too.
It's just, and but I do enjoy coloring because it's very therapeutic to me. So.
You just sit there and kind of go in this zone, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Very peaceful. Do you when you're in the zone, does anybody know that they need to give you kind of a heads up before they say anything so that you don't scribble all over your card or anything horrible?
Well, my husband does kind of knock when he comes in just to, hey.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. So really just to not startle me more than anything else.
Right. Because you can get pretty sucked into that moment, I think.
Yeah.
It's glorious.
So.
It's glorious. Leave the world behind. So how did you learn how to be such a good colorist?
Just a lot of practice, really. I remember the first time that I saw someone share cards. It was online that they had colored with alcohol markers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just mesmerized by how smooth their color was when they were, doing that. Or not doing it, but just the end game. And I thought, oh, I want to learn how to do that. I really want to learn how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a friend that she's still a friend, but we were talking about it, and we were talking about seeing all these cards come up in the gallery. And she was the first one to get her hands on some because at that time it was really somewhat new.
Yep.
To have alcohol markers in card making. And she said she was going to go to a show and someone was going to be there and they would have markers. So she was going to buy some. And then I saw her on a girls' trip a couple weeks later and she brought them. And she had like 20 different markers, but they were all green and yellow. And I said, didn't they have any other color? And she's like, well, you use them to blend together. And so you need several in every, you need a couple in each shade. And that was my first introduction to them. And I thought, oh, I don't know if I'm going to do that.
Is there a specific paper you like? Sorry if I interrupted.
No,
there's two different papers that I use a lot. So what I'm working on tonight is Nina Classic Crest. And I like that cardstock for alcohol markers. It's very blendable. It's very easy to get colors to blend smoothly. So I use that one a lot. And then the other cardstock that I use is called Express It Blending Card. And I like that cardstock too. They're different. The Express It it's very smooth. And it's what we would call like a tight weave. So it blends really well, but it holds the marker color right where you put the marker color down. So that just tends to be over the years what I've had the best luck with.
Are you guys enjoying watching Lori color? Please just watch her. I don't want to zoom in. Just watch her. She knows what she's doing.
So, but yeah. And I don't know, a lot of times people will ask what I've stamped with. And so I've stamped with a hybrid ink tonight. This one is Tailored Expressions Oreo. And her line has several different colors of hybrid ink, but the hybrid means that this ink is going to be good for you to either do, you can do watercolor, alcohol marker, and it's not going to run on you when you put the alcohol ink.
So disappointing.
So you do have to be a little bit cognizant of the ink that you're using. I like to say, when you're coloring, there's several things at play. You've got the paper that can affect how your coloring looks. You've got the markers. You have the ink that you stamp your images, and then you have you, the artist. So you just kind of practice with all of those 4 elements.
Over and over again.
Over and over, yes.
Do you think it's better to start on bigger projects and work down, not like huge, but not like A9 projects, but images, or do you think starting with smaller ones is better?
I kind of think that it's better to start with things that have a little bit of size to them, because it gives you a little bit more room to let the alcohol blend on the paper.
Yeah.
So, not huge, but you definitely want a little bit of room for the pens or the ink to do its magic, right?
Yeah, right. Dark to light, light to dark.
Yep. I do dark to light it depends. I taught Copic markers for many, many years. I actually traveled around the country and taught a class called Copic Certification.
Wow.
And I did that for about 8 years. And with Copic, I would color light to dark. But with Olo, what I found is the thing about that makes the blending what you like about the coloring, the really smoothness, it's the moisture. And that's what allows the two different dyes to kind of blend together. So you get that smooth gradient of color. And with Olo, I have found it has a little bit different ink flow because it's a patented ink flow system that's different from Copic. And so it's a little bit more generous. And so with Olo, I color dark to light. Sorry, that was kind of a roundabout way, but
no, it was
there's
interesting.
Specific difference in why I would do it different with a different pen.
In oils, we did dark to light, oil painting.
Joanna's in chat and says JD says hi.
JD is everybody's favorite.
Oil painting is something that intrigues me so much. There's an artist that lives between you and I, Mary. Her name is Michelle Wooderson.
Okay.
And years ago, she used to do a lot of card making. Some people in the chat might know her because she did a lot of design teamwork. But in the last few years, she has switched over to oil painting, and her work, she does like Kansas prairie scenes, and it is amazing. It is amazing.
That sounds good. You'll have to send me her link.
Yeah, she's and I'm kind of partial to her. Just she's a Kansas artist. We gotta.
Sure. Well, it's a little bit, but we would start dark and then blend into light because it was hard to. I don't know why. That's just how Harry did it. My instructor. So I did what he said because he'd get real mad at you.
I have a question. Do you like thicker line stamps or skinnier line stamps for coloring?
I really like thicker lines because I think it's easier to hide some of your mistakes, especially if you're just starting out or learning. It's a little more forgiving, than a thinner line stamp.
That's a discussion my mom and I have had making our own stamps because she'll draw really thin lines. I'm like, I don't think this will be easy to work with, but I'm not a stamper, so I don't know.
It is easier to cut
Easier to cut?
If you're, so that you don't cut into the image and such.
Easier to cut a thicker or thinner?
The thicker, I think it's easier to cut around.
Yeah.
Like when we did these, they're fairly thick. So you can just cut it. Because I like to fussy cut things. But I think you're right. When you're coloring also, it's a little easier.
So
Here comes Maymay's check. How big is this thing?
and then a lot of times I go back and forth. So I'll tell you, oh, I colored light to dark or dark to light. Really, I just pick up the markers and go back and forth a lot.
We won't make you stick to it.
Well,
It's okay.
You change your technique. A lot of times it's image driven, you know, and not everything is super smooth color. You know, over here on the llama, this llama guy I was coloring, I wanted some texture. So I didn't do a lot of that smooth
Kinda
blending
stipple
because
in.
I wanted to be able to see the texture of the hair. So
Yeah. He's really cute. I like, do you have like some gray and brown or tan together?
Got a little
Nice.
bit of like a gray color, grayish brown color on him, and then little bluebird for here.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah. It's fun.
This guy, yeah. You're doing great.
So what I'm doing here on my side, if anybody's kind of watching me color, is a lot of times if I'm working on a smaller image, I will use my lighter marker as a paintbrush and I'll scribble my darker color onto my glass mat or a piece of acetate. And then I will use the tip of my light marker to kind of pick that color up. And it lets me color a smaller space without running the risk of, you know, coloring the whole thing with the darker red. And it gives me room to kind of do some blending
Sweet.
on the
Yeah,
marker
that's nice.
nib versus in the paper. So
There was a question in chat asking about Lori's website. I just added it to the video description, so if you
Oh, thank
refresh,
you.
you'll be able to see it.
yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm on Instagram. I'm Wheatfield Designs on Instagram. Very Kansas.
Very Kansas.
And really fast, I'd like to thank Craft by Jay, Samantha Designs 2, and Susan Bollinger for super chats and donations. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Well, Kansas wheat fields are gorgeous. I get
Yeah.
excited. I still get excited about the third week of June, knowing that it's harvest time.
Right.
I do.
And, you know, are you on the outskirts of town or are you in town?
No, we're in town.
You're in town. Yeah. I'm kind of on the outskirts of town. I did live out in the country for a long time and loved it because
And you know
drive through
if there's a wheat truck coming through, you do not get in its way. When they're going to the elevator during harvest, you you pull over.
Yeah.
They will run you over.
Give them, well, they're bigger than you for one.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. I've lived a lot of different places though. So I'm,
It's just a fun time knowing that
Yeah.
I would help my dad at a grain elevator in the summer when I was a kid. It was fun.
So, yeah. And here, if you're not like familiar with the Midwest, but our wheat gets harvested really early in June and it's already in the ground. It's a winter wheat for us. So our farmers plant that like
In the fall, I think.
October-ish.
Mhm.
And then it kind of stays dormant and comes up just a little bit. So it's a lot of the times it's green all winter and then
It's
starts
very
coming
pretty
up.
when it's green.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So
We like Kansas scenery. It's pretty. The Flint Hills are gorgeous.
oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't think that's too. I kind of like that doily on there.
Yeah, that's looking good.
He's gonna be fine with that. He's very secure in his gnome masculinity.
Gnome scalinity.
Gnome scalinity.
Salinity, yes. I did, when you said gnome, I thought, oh, I could do some gnomes, but my gnomes are die cuts, and so I did want to be able to color something.
Yeah. Oh, thanks. Glad you did. How big do I want to make this here? Let's see. He's going to have a little. Oh, I've got this. This has this great big howdy with it, so that could fill in right there. Just ducky. Oh, it's just turned out fine. I'm excited. Another bullet dodged. Craft roulette.
Catherine Guthrie
yes.
says she's crafting along on a video chat with her sister and all of her craft roulette friends.
You know, there's a lot of that going on that I didn't realize. I hear about it every once in a while. Oh, yeah, we get together and we're all just talking back and forth. So that's so cool. And we're going to do it live in July with you. So
I do. I have a group that I kind of crafty chat with like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun and you kind of bounce ideas off of each other at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
it's good.
yeah.
It's good behavior. Did you, when you were a Stampin' Up person, did you used to have parties and clubs and such?
I did.
Those were great, weren't they?
They were fun. Yes, they were a lot of fun. And I would do classes. What I would do was there was a different time for me. I had really young kids and I took a break from working for a couple of years until my youngest went into preschool or into kindergarten. When she went to school, then I kind of went back to work full time. But so if what I would do is I would see some craft supply that I wanted, and I would figure out how to do a class and teach a class to people so that I could pay for the whatever I wanted, the supply or was. So
it was slick. I did it too.
Yeah. So. And did you ever do the, come make 10 cards for $10? And did you ever do that?
No,
one?
I mostly did clubs, reoccurring. You got to be here and buy this much, and I'll make some cards and you recreate them.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of those. So many of those.
I
also had scrapbooking groups like that. It was fun.
Yeah, I did a little bit of that. I spent a lot of time today. I'm teaching I'm going to California to teach for an event in March. And so I was working out my projects for that today.
It's a different way of thinking too. And when you do other projects that may not be teaching related, do you still think of ways, I would tell them this? It's like you can't let go of it very easily.
Right. Yeah.
And I think it helps me think of my project too a little more critically. And so that I can think of, is this the best way I should do it? Or could I do it a different way? And kind of evolve that way. It's kind of a fun little thing to have in mind. How is my chat friends doing? Laura, Amanda says she's going to be there in March, and so is Lauren Taylor. You're in good group.
Oh, Amanda, which event are you going to? I have two coming up in March. Are you going to
Probably the one in California,
the Lanfon's birthday?
I would guess.
Yeah.
She'll tell us, but I guess so.
Yeah. That'll be fun. So,
Because Lauren Taylor that would be one she'd go to, I think.
yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yes, lawn fun.
Yep. Well, Nicole and I are working out our projects and getting ready right now. I mean, not
That's
right
wonderful.
now. Right now I'm working on my card, but in the interim. So.
Oh, your little fellas are cute.
So aren't those a little fun? I need to color a little bit more on my bird. But
They're adorable. They're so happy, and they're going to have a good party.
yes.
Well, Melissa Hallsupple, member Melissa Hallsupple says, hi, Lori. Regarding Split Coast Stampers, I have been a member of the site for many years and still enjoy it. But sometimes she says she misses the old days of the site. Do you have any favorite memories of the old Split Coast Stampers?
Do I have any favorite memories?
Uh-huh. You were telling me about how you and Lydia used to make comments on everybody's posts.
Yeah, Lydia and I worked together for several years. Before Lydia, the site was managed by the person that started the site, a guy named Dave, and it was actually a man that started that site for his wife, and he was very active in the community. Yeah, I think probably my favorite thing about that is just the way that people kind of are able to chit chat together and learn from each other. We would do events. That's probably some of my favorite memories is when we would do in-person events. And back then we would call them shoebox swaps. I mean, some people still do those. But I loved that when you could, and I remember the first time that I told my husband that I wanted to go to an event and meet these people. And he's like, well, do you know them? And I'm like, yeah, I know them. I met them online, and 20 years ago.
Yeah, that used to raise a lot more eyebrows.
Used to raise a lot more eyebrows, right? So we used to do an event called Hope You Can Cling To at Split Coast Stampers. And we would do that in October, and we would partner with, we partnered with a couple of different people through the years, but for several years we partnered with the MD Anderson Cancer Center, and we would send cards that they could have available for people that were in treatment to come and take a card and then mail that card back home. So we would send birthday cards and thinking of you cards and get well cards and, and the community we would do a different challenge every day for 31 days. The whole month of October, we had a different challenge every day.
Wow. Did you used to come up with the challenges?
Well, we would have community hostesses. So like Lydia and I would always do a challenge on the first day and the last day, but along with Dina worked with us too. And then like on day 2, we would have a different setup. We would have a different hostess for that challenge. And day 3 would be a different hostess. And they would be volunteers from the community that would do it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well, fun though.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We would get, as you can imagine, a lot of cards and a lot of chit chat and camaraderie. And so good times. Good times.
You were kind of like Ma Ingalls of card making. An early pioneer.
The early pioneers. Yeah. I really, I didn't know anybody really I knew a couple of people that made cards, but I didn't really have close friends that made cards or that I spent time with making cards. And so if you think back like in the early 2000s, if I have said a lot, if it weren't for the internet, I would not still be crafting, because it's the people that I love, the relationships and
Mm-hmm.
talking to people and learning from different people. And so,
Yep. It's a place. It's a happening place.
yeah, I think it would have been a very fleeting,
Mm-hmm.
it would have went bygone with latch hook and crochet and all those other things that I tried to teach myself through the years.
Thank goodness. I'm so happy for that. Latch hook. Oh my goodness. I just never caught on to that one. I did crochet.
Yeah.
You did oil paint too.
I did oil paint, yeah. And graphite drawings. Fun stuff. I still do. I don't oil paint. I saw Mari Clark had done a little oil fruit, and I was like, oh, I wonder I still have my paints. I still have my paintbrushes. I don't know how long those last. They'd be pretty old by now.
That really intrigues me, the oil painting. I do like to watercolor, but I think they're completely different from each other.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never oil painted anything, so I know absolutely nothing about it.
Well, you have to soften. If, like, I would go to a studio and spend 3 hours at the studio, and you'd have to soften edges with turpentine before you could paint on to blend more paint on it. So it usually doesn't stay wet or soft. So that's different. And then I was telling Stephen, we were talking about color matching and understanding undertones and how little bits of yellow will change this color to this just a little bit, and this, and understanding color more precisely. In oil painting, you have to remix your painting so often because it doesn't use an open palette. And so unless you can store it, which I didn't, you have to remix it each time.
Well, I was telling her that
And
everything I know about color, which I do know quite a bit about color, comes from using it on computers where I have an entire 16 million color palette at my disposal at all times. So I know nothing, or I don't know much about mixing colors.
Right. So, yeah. And there's so much, I think the color wheel you would probably have to use it a lot to, and it would be difficult to, you could never really mix the exact same color twice, right, Mary?
You can't, you get pretty close, but it's never going to be just exactly. So you do a lot of blending and hoping. But it was fun. My instructor was a master, so I'd get it close and he'd go, "That's not right. Let me do it." Okay, Harry.
Okay.
You got this one. You got it. I know when to say uncle.
Maybe someday I will take some painting classes.
You should try it. Yeah.
Yeah. But
then you'll know. Got that crooked be. See if I can try that again. It's fun. And it was in a studio, so there were people to paint with. It wasn't a very friendly studio, but it was still a studio. And,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it was still fun. I painted with people that worked at Hallmark that were artists.
Oh.
And so I was a little intimidated by them.
Okay, I need to die cut a couple of things.
You got it. How are you looking there, partner? I put that there and think about it. Think about my choices. I also have some sub-sentiments here. Howdy.
People are saying put them on a wobbler.
Oh, great idea. I'm with you on that one. This one says, "This ain't your first rodeo." That's pretty darn cute. Now, JD does have a bib that says, "This isn't my first or this is my first rodeo." So if we put that there, we might put that up too. I don't know. Whoops. Right there. It should fit. Should be fine.
Mr. Producer.
Yes, ma'am.
Is JD your son or your nephew?
Nephew.
How fun.
He is fun. He comes over and watches football with us.
Oh, we're going to watch some football this weekend, aren't we?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here in the chat, it's Mary and Mr. Producer and I, and maybe the other people from Kansas and Missouri, and the whole rest of the country is going to be rooting for the other team.
Oh, yeah. There's already been a couple Go Bills in the chat. We fully
Bills are
welcome
great.
those. We fully welcome
Bills are
that
great.
sentiment. Yep. They're a great team. Josh Allen is great.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's going to be a lot of work for everybody, I think.
It's going to be.
I'm
Yeah.
just glad that Mr. Producer or other family members are not on the Chiefs teams. It's just like, I would just not. I don't have that kind of a constitution. That would be nerve-wracking.
I would not like that either.
Mm-mm.
Okay, we got an Eagles fan. Yeah.
Ellen's
Ellen's an
Eagle.
Eagles fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's big Eagles.
Yeah. And who do the Eagles play on Sunday?
Washington Commanders.
That's right. That's right. Trying to, I always kind of try and think of it as like, okay, who would I rather face?
Exactly.
And no offense to Ellen, but I really don't want to face the Eagles again.
Oh, we got a Commanders house.
Oh,
Very exciting team
nice.
with Jaden Daniels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Tebow says no Eagles.
It was interesting because I did not realize that my husband went to Texas Tech, and I did not realize that Cliff Kingsbury was at the Commanders, and Cliff was Patrick Mahomes' coach at Tech.
Oh,
That could be interesting if the Chiefs ended up meeting the Commanders.
Yeah. Very interesting. So this is a crossover crafting football stream now. We'll be live commenting on the games this weekend if anybody's available.
Sorry about that. We can get back to crafting.
This house gets so loud. But we also, there is the crossover here at Craft Roulette with football because Craft Rouletters love to chair dance before the show.
Oh.
And so we, as enthusiastic Chiefs fans, love to touchdown dance. But sometimes when the game is really exciting, we do all sorts of dances. So we'll do interception dances and sacking dances and good call dances. Okay, so Lori, since we're talking about football, sometimes our family doesn't always agree with the referee's calls. I don't know if that happens around your house or not. But sometimes we don't think they made the right call. So for Christmas this year, I got everybody referee shirts. So I think we're going to have to be wearing our referee shirts on Sunday to make sure we get the good calls.
So And then you're going to have everyone in the chat thinking that we already get all the good calls. But I will say that's not what the stats say.
My dad, well, see, I was doing my scrapbook layout for Christmas just this week. So I was thinking my dad had been a referee, so I thought that was kind of why you watched sports, was to see how the refereeing was going. I didn't find that. And so when I found out there were actually teams that you'd rooted for and such, it was a different way of looking at a sport. Not a bad thing. I kind of like it. I'm going to cut that off. How are you doing on your little card? Pretty good?
I think I'm doing okay. It is hard to stay on the little screen. I feel kind of bad because I keep looking up and I realize I'm not on the screen. So I'm trying.
I haven't heard Stephen call you back at all, so you must be doing okay.
Okay.
He usually says something.
Can. So yes, this is I think this came together a little bit easier than what I had expected. So I hope I'm doing it right.
Me too. I think you are. I can't see that you're not. It's just fun. It's not hard, it's fun. Would he like some Dazzle? Would you like some black Dazzle or clear Dazzle? He is good on a wobbler. Good call, guys. Oh, I forgot to hook him down. Or some reddish. That's kind of pink red. I guess it could be more lumberjack red. Or pink red. So what were your early markers like that you used? Do you remember, like, early century? Seriously, it was.
Yeah,
early century.
The first markers I used were Copic. I mean,
we
for
lost
alcohol,
your mic.
For alcohol, for sure.
There we go. When you bent down, we missed what you said. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Yeah, the first markers that I ever used that were alcohol were Copic.
Okay.
And then, but I did like watercolor markers, and I still do like watercolor markers. I think it's a beautiful look.
Mm-hmm. Truly.
So let's see. But yeah, that was my only real foray into that. There weren't a lot at that time. There weren't really a lot of brands to choose from.
Right.
So
we used Tombow markers. I don't know what they were.
I have had Tombow in the past, and they were a nice. Yeah.
And we'd have to do like circles and things so we wouldn't get streaks. There's not so much of that with alcohol markers, I don't believe. Yeah. Do you think?
No, I don't. That's one of the reasons that I really do like Olo. I mean, I find it very easy to get super smooth color, and it's because of the ink flow system in the marker. It's different than anything else, and it's just easy to kind of. I'm sorry.
Oh, are you going to pop? I thought maybe you were going to pop one open.
Oh, to pop open a marker?
Olo. Yeah, I thought that. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yep. So this is kind of when you buy them, they're solid color, but it's got a free flow ink technology inside. So what it does is it's continuously feeding ink to your paper. And so you get that moisture, and that moisture is what lets the dye blend. So, this is unique to Olo. It's kind of proprietary. But it's different. So when you buy a marker, this would be a full marker size, this half size shape. So like it's
right.
Size
of my cigar.
Like a little cigar. And then would buy two and they get put together on this little connector ring. So,
It's very
so
clever.
that free flow ink technology, it allows for the smooth color, but the other thing that it does is in a traditional marker inside you would have a felt wadding, which always holds a large percentage of the ink. And with this marker, you can use 92% of the ink that's in the chamber. So, which is very unique. Yeah. Efficient. So, I'm thinking I might need a little black layer here. Oh yeah, I think I am going to need a black layer. So
I was just thinking I might need a little white thing up here.
So I have a friend, she says, whenever you have questions about your card, a safe bet is to fall back on black.
That's true. Kind of get yourself all anchored.
Yep. Give yourself a little.
Shannon in the chat asks when Olo is coming out with more colors.
Oh, you know what, Shannon? Sometime this year. So,
ooh, exciting!
Not too long. So maybe I can't say a time frame, but
well, Shannon
keep your
says
eyes
yay.
peeled. Keep your eyes peeled. So, yeah, we have 160 colors now.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and we will be adding this year to that range, so that'll be fun.
So, like when you first saw alcohol markers, the lady came with all these blues and greens. Do you have a color palette that you suggest starting with?
I suggest starting with, I think that's kind of a personal question to what you, I think you have to ask yourself what you like to color, like whether if you like critters or if you like people. But the one thing that I really suggest is to start with lighter colors. Okay. So, and you tend to buy alcohol markers in pairs. Or twos or threes so that you can do the blending with the gradients. But like this red is a really pretty peachy color red. So if I was going to pair this with something, I would recommend people to go to a lighter pairing versus the darker if you're just learning, because lighter colors are just a little bit more forgiving when you're first putting color down. So.
Yeah, it's hard to get that. Do they have a blending marker like others?
Yes. And the thing, it's funny because in alcohol, it doesn't blend anything. Everybody would call it a blender, but really it's a color pusher. So think of it as kind of like a broom to fix mistakes or add texture. But yes, we do have one. We call it zero for its artistic value.
There you go. There you go. That's a good idea.
So, I'm sorry. So sorry. Thank you for the heads up there.
Samantha in chat says, I have an idea for my card and stamps 2 images, but we'll wait till tomorrow so I can make a video of her making her card.
Oh, sweet.
That's awesome.
I love these videos. I do.
Kerwin's under my feet sleeping right now. I'd be bad picking him up right now. He was attacking me a little bit ago.
He was looking for trouble. Cat's got cabin fever.
Oh, don't we all?
Oh my goodness.
Don't we all? I've been going to our mall to walk because it's been too cold to go outside. And our mall.
We had so much snow. It's really.
You did get quite a bit more. I think, didn't you guys get about like 18 inches or
14 maybe? 10, 12, something. Enough. Plenty.
We only got about 10 or 11 here. So it's still, and it lingered for a while, which is not normal.
It just ain't normal.
No.
Have you ever got... go ahead.
Roberta asks about bullet nibs.
Bullet nibs. Oh, Roberta. I wish we had those today. We are working on them. So I hope we can have that announcement soon too. So, which will be nice. And, when the bullet nib comes out, you'll just, it'll insert into any of the marker styles, either you chisel or brush. So.
I do like the bullet nib, but I don't dislike your brush at all.
Oh, yeah.
Not at all. Because I was like, I went to Ohuhu because my ex-boyfriend had a heck of a deal on it. Mm-hmm. But my ex-boyfriend is Michael's. But they also, because I could get a bullet nib. And that was but I did try this and I like it. I think it's great. It's not like sloppy at all.
Yeah. The nibs are made in Japan. Mm-hmm. The Japanese are really revered for it's an art form for them. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times people pick that nib up and they were like, oh, it's like butter.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very, very nice. I wouldn't be afraid of brushes on this because I was doing very small areas. It's another thing is having a light hand. And small little dabs instead of
I like when I teach classes, I talk to people about floating the nib over the paper versus pressing the nib into the paper.
That's a good way to put it.
You're just kind of feathering it over the top of your surface. Your goal isn't to press that ink into the fiber of the paper. And mm-hmm. I think that helps a lot.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it because that's much more accurate. I would definitely recommend them.
So, thank you.
If you're looking to get into some kind of alcohol markers, which I think people really, that's one of those, I wish I could do, I wish upon a star, I want to be a colorist like you are kind of thing. But you can do a lot with a little. I think
you can do a lot with a little. You don't have, we tease in paper crafting about full set, people, I want it all and I want the full set. But you really can do a lot with a little, and you can be selective about your color selection and the number of things that you have. And I recommend that, getting a few things, we have some small sets and several of our vendor partners have developed their own sets and curated their own little collections, but get a small set, just practice with that. And, when you see your favorite card makers on Instagram and YouTube, and they've been coloring a long time. So give yourself some grace and the flexibility to practice and just enjoy the process. And
have a good time. It's a treat to be able to do these things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's good.
So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah,
well, I'm just sitting back and watching you now. I'm good. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, your card looks great. I just kind of looked up to kind of take a peek at that, and the howdy is adorable too.
It's a cute set.
Very cute.
It is a cute set.
Very cute. So, I don't think I'll finish this tonight, Mary. I have some things
you just do what you want to do. It's fine. You're doing fine. We're doing fine on time. I could put some more little things on here.
Take your time, Lori.
Enjoy watching you. Don't worry. I'm going to visit with the chat and watch what you do because that is adorable.
So
I'm sure the chat is curious,
lace and doily.
Where it's going to go too. So
the chat is curious as to where it's going.
Yeah, the viewers and everybody.
So, well, that would I will join that. I'm curious as to where it's going also.
Well, is that part of your process where you will pivot in the middle of a project, or depending on the project, I guess?
I don't normally pivot. I usually have a pretty good idea of where I'm going. But as I'm sitting here right now, I'm thinking, okay, I want to get a sentiment on this card. Obviously I need a little happy birthday. So
Right.
now
Just a little happy birthday above them little singers.
yeah. And so either above or below, I'm thinking one or the other, but yeah. And then I'm thinking, oh, I might want a little more. I mean, I went kind of with the lace idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
could
maybe
you flip them? What would it look like if you flipped them so that
this?
Yeah. So they're in each little. I think it was fine how it was, but
in their little showcased in their little like the Hollywood squares, they all have their own little banner above them.
Yeah.
So.
I do like it with the bird up.
Then you could put your sentiment below them pretty easily.
Behind. So I don't know. I'll play with it a little bit.
Yeah, have some fun with it.
So super fun. Maybe I'll find a little bit more texture here, and I don't know.
Yeah,
that was a fun show. I need everybody to do this card because you think when you first saw those, I was like, oh,
I know. Lumberjack and lace and doily.
Lumberjack, lace and doily. So
felt like we were going to have to shove that square peg into a round hole. But I think it's and a slim line. Remember, we don't have to do the big slim line. We can do the smaller one.
Yeah.
We're not that mean. So close, but not there. And we've learned so much about Olo, my goodness, and alcohol coloring and such. I know Paula Rice wrote that she wanted to pick up some coloring tips from you, and I think she probably did. And Hat Trick Smith was saying she wanted to get some tips, and I bet she got some too. So we're in good hands with Lori Craig. I'm telling you, that was great. Fun stuff. And you lived, and you're kind of have a half smile on your face. I can see her. And there's a big smile. Okay. Well, I'm going to make sure that I got my parameters made, and then you can make sure that you've got yours, and then everything else will be gravy. But I have a mini slimline, sort of. It's a little fatter than a mini slimline, but it's close. And I use lumberjack colors, especially a nod to the buffalo plaid, and then a little bit of dark blue, little gold, and some browns. Have a big old hat on him. Just a second. Dang. And then I put him on some lace. And a wobbler with great advice.
That is cute. It's so cute. And I love that lace in the corner, just kind of highlighting him on his little rocking horse.
Yeah, and it's unusual. It doesn't feel like it should be there, but it works just fine.
Yeah, I think it works great. Looks great.
Thank you. And you've made a slim line, a mini slim.
So I've made a mini slim, and I've got a little hat here on my llama, and then the lace I brought in with the edger die. And then I kind of went with lumberjack colors, thinking of a lumberjack plaid. And so I have this dark teal green blue with some black and a little bit of khaki and white. I can kind of envision that on a plaid shirt. So
see, you did it.
That's so I'll zhuzh it up a little bit.
Yeah. And few finishing touches and you'll have it made in the shade, girl.
Yeah.
Well, let's let you relax a minute. I'm going to have Mr. Producer do some announcements because my boy, I'm just about to cough my head off. And so we're going to let people know who's coming, how give away some stuff, and jazz like that. We'll be right back to say goodnight to you.
I didn't sign up for this.
She did a great job. You can play too. How can they?
Send in your card. Just make sure it meets those 4 parameters listed on the screen that we did tonight. You have until the end of the weekend to submit your card unless you're a member, and then you have until Thursday. You can go to craftroulette.live/submit, or there's a submit button right on the homepage. You don't have to have an account to submit. You can be a guest. But if you want an account and keep track of that, submissions and things, you can do too. Or you can do that too. Next week, we're going to have Donna Lewis on. Donna Lewis hasn't been on the show. Neither has Nima. Neither has Jay Thomas. Amy Zweres has, and Therese from Australia has too. And so those are good shows coming up. Thank you to our members. The members, they get a bunch of stuff on our website. When you sign up, you get it instantly activated. My mom does Zoom calls. There's a card exchange. You get to keep track of your cards and a bunch of other stuff. I'm trying to think. I made all the stuff. I should be able to list it. It should be
there's a lot. There's
a lot on there. And so, yeah, if you want to support the show, it's what keeps me coming back. And so, yep. I think probably the biggest one that people like the most is probably getting, Zoom calls. So there's Zoom calls, and then there's also just being able to have a longer submit window. And then being able to keep track of your cards. And members in the chat, talk about what you like, please. Thank you. All right, let's go to giveaway.
The confetti means it's time to give away some good stuff. And we got good stuff to give away. Thank you, Mr. Producer. I was in that point where it was just tickling so badly. I knew it was going to happen. So I got a little break. Thank you very kindly.
All right, we're going to do giveaway.
First is, if you sent in a card last week, your name is on that list if you wanted it to be there. We love to give away other people's stuff, but we always start with giving away our own stuff. A Krog, a Craft Roulette original giveaway, a handmade card with an itty-bitty gift. Arlene, you can't step away. You never know what you're going to come back to. Here it goes.
Oh, yeah, there's a card exchange. And people that have birthdays send cards to each other and for any other reason. You have to opt in, though.
Lots of cards. Tanya Bird. Congratulations, Tanya Bird. Be happy to send you a Krog. After the spinning's over, you can go to craftroulette.live to claim prize. Fill that in using the same email that you sent your card in with, and we will get you all fixed up. It may be Monday. And maybe sooner, I don't know. But probably Monday because I have a gold call tomorrow. Kim Gottlieb is getting a goodie bag. If you aren't in the United States, Kim, I will send you a Krog, but I'll send you something. Let me know. I had a great uncle, Gottlieb. Called him Lope. In Kansas. In the middle of Kansas. He had a wheat field. He also had oats. May made it, giving away a $25 gift certificate. Who's going to win it? I looked at her site today. Cindy Dark's Magica. Congratulations, Cindy Dark. Looking forward to seeing what you get, and hopefully when you get it, you'll share it on our Facebook group, which I didn't tell anybody about. But we do have a Facebook group, Craft Roulette Show. Craft Roulette Show, it's private. Make sure you answer the questions and you'll get let in. Also, if you're going to Paper Ganza and you haven't joined our private Facebook group, please look for Paper Ganza's Facebook group and ask to be let in. I'll let you in. Catherine Taylor's getting a 30 pound, not like pound weight, but pound money in England, gift certificate to Relatively Thoughtful. Congratulations, Catherine. That'll be nice. You'll enjoy her stuff. Card Making Stash Summit VIP ticket. Who's going to get that? It's going on right now. If you haven't gotten your free ticket, you can get it through Justine Hovey, I think, still. So go ahead and check that out. Janine, thank you so much. You know, it's funny. Netwear is getting the Summit upgrade. Postage just for Craft Roulette prizes is pretty substantial, but it's you guys help us out so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that's one of the things we use the member.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't do it without members.
No. And parcels, I think, are going up this year again soon. Olo, who's going to get a $25 gift certificate to Olo markers and such. You know now, I know you are going, I do need some. So check them out. Check them out. Oh, Catherine the Great, congratulations. I know you'll be happy to get those in your little mitts. So glad for you. Congratulations. And a box of your paper insider paper. It has to stay in the U.S. because it is actual product. Who's going to get it? Charlotte, we thank you for watching these shows, too. She is my connection for your paper insider, and she often watches the show. And she has a great cards making Instagram, too. Lacey. Congratulations, Lacey. Like I said, go to claim prize on craftroulette.live and let me know you want these prizes, and we'll get you all fixed up. Congratulations, and thank you for sending in your cards. If you want to be on the wheel next week to win a same prizes next week, wow, make sure you just send in a card. Use those 4 parameters. Have it in by Sunday night, or if you're a member, by Thursday night. You guys can do this. This is fun, and you're smart. You're smart, and you're clever, and you're creative, and you can do it. I believe in you. Do it. All right, here we go. Let's bring Lori back and see what else she has coming up, because I know she's got a list. She's a busy girl. You did great.
Well, thank you so much. It was fun. It was awesome. So
Good.
yeah,
Good. I like to hear that.
I have a card almost done. So
how long does it usually take you suppose?
It depends. Sometimes I can get one done pretty quickly. Sometimes it's several hours. It just depends on what I'm doing. And
do you do like the fancy interactive things, or
no, not typically. I do like shaped cards every once in a while, but and I like the idea of like party favors and that kind of thing. But typically I'm just doing cards, and so yeah. No, I have thank you very much for having me. It's been a great time. So I've got a couple things coming up. I'm teaching at Tailored Expressions Virtual Stamp Joy in March. Cool. So that'll be fun. This is the last weekend to pre-register, but that's always a good time. And then the weekend after that, I'm going to California for Lon Fawn's 15th birthday. So I'm excited about that.
Birthday salute to you guys.
Right? It seems like I remember when they launched. So
they've been responsible for a lot of little happy critter faces.
Yep. And then I saw Libby in the chat. And so Libby and I have got several trade shows coming up. And then in September, I am going to be teaching at an event in Santa Clara, California. So with, I think LDRS stamps are going to be there. And now I'm drawing a blank. Pretty Pink Posh, myself, Tailored Expressions. So if you're on the West Coast and you want more information about that, private message me and I'll get you some links, but that's going to be a good time. So
yeah, I need to contact Angie. She was on a couple years ago. She was so fun.
Yeah. Good time. So that, and then I'm just waiting kind of for boating season. I like to spend a lot of time on the water in the summer.
Big boat?
No, just
pontoon kind of thing?
No, we just have a ski boat.
Fun.
yeah, it's good. I have adult kids, and everybody has a good time. We all enjoy it. So yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, I think you did great, and you were just lovely to work with.
Well, thank you.
Now, when you have a situation and you think it's going to be nerve-wracking, you can just say,
Yeah,
I can do it. I was on Craft Roulette.
let's do it. I mean, I've been on Craft Roulette.
That's right.
I can do anything.
Can't scare me. Can't scare me. I've been on Craft Roulette.
Skydiving, bungee jumping, flying a plane.
That's right.
It helps that you have a great community, right? I mean, everybody's so warm and
safe.
funny and friendly in the chat, and so that makes a big difference. And
Yeah.
so thank you guys for being here and for giving me a warm welcome.
Yeah, if somebody dares you to make a card while bungee jumping, that wasn't exactly what I was talking about.
It's going to be a big no.
Even if you were on Craft Roulette, that would be a parameter we would avoid. So, well, good.
Bungee jumping in general would be an avoidance for me.
Okay.
So.
Gold and up, I will see you tomorrow on our crop. Silver and up, I will see you Thursday for a happy birthday card party. That's at 12:30 on Thursday. So, have a good weekend, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Time to kiss our nogs. Oh, we are so smart, and part of the reason is because we do this. Good job, brain. Thank you all. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Mr. Producer. Thank you, Chatterbox. Peace and love to all. Night, night.
Good night.